you made another point that's very much linked to this about when the last prophet comes in that line, he has to tell his people that he's the last prophet. The point that we make, we believe Holy Prophet ﷺ to be the last prophet, as the scholars understood it to be someone who is the last law-bearing prophet. And there are numerous references that we can present. So we never say that the promised Messiah ﷺ is the last prophet. We never say that. What we do say is, after telling us, Rasulullah ﷺ saying to us that I am Khatamun Nabiyyin, I'm the last prophet, he also informed us of a Messiah, Laysa bayni wa baynahu nabi. There's no prophet between me and him, right? And you await in a different understanding. He did not tell us about any other prophet that's going to come. So
wait here. Okay. I want people to pay attention to two things. He said that we believe that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the last prophet as understood by the scholars. And then he said that what they meant by last prophet, last law-bearing prophet. Take a pause here and please pay attention. Ask and challenge any Murabbi. And please note my words. Ask them in these words. That the series of prophethood that started with Adam alayhi salam and ended with Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And this series has both type of prophet, both law-bearing such as Musa alayhi salam, non-law-bearing such as Yahya and Harun alayhi salam. Has this series ended or not? Razi has said under oath that this series has ended. And this series include both law-bearing and non-law-bearing. What Mr. Rahil Ahmad is knowingly, deliberately, he was deceiving people in one thing, which is clearly mentioned in their books, that after the real law-bearing prophethood ended, real non-law-bearing prophethood and real law-bearing, both of them have ended. After that, a metaphorical non-law-bearing started. Metaphorical, zilli, subordinate, buruzi, non-law-bearing. A new category started. And in this new category, there's only one option, non-law-bearing. This is the one he's referring to, but he's not telling the complete truth. And one last point. We have shown multiple times, Mirza Ghulam Qadyani said what? Main aakhri mursal. And Bashir Bhai has told me they translated aakhri mursal as last messenger. So again, Mr. Rahil Ahmad, if words have meanings and Mirza Sahib calling himself as the last messenger, what does that mean? Either you did not know that reference, in that case, you are ignorant. Don't speak on your religion. And if you do know, then you are a deceiver. Which one is it? You have to choose. Okay? Bashir Bhai, you want to add something before we move on?
No, and yeah, and if you read Arba'in, I was reading Arba'in. It's in English for the first time ever. They mistranslated it just recently. And Mirza Ghulam Ahmad says that his followers, and this is 1900. This is a year before Iqbalti Kaizala, maybe a year and a half. He says his followers have been calling him Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, not Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Brother Umar, what was the phraseology? Aslatu Islam, I think. Aslatu Islam.
Alayhi salatu wasalam.
So all of a sudden, out of nowhere, and he was lying. Mirza Ghulam was lying. He says, "My followers are calling me salatu wasalam, whatever the phrase was. I don't remember it, but he says there should be no objection. Then he says his revelation has commandments in it, like 10 pages later. Amr is the word. I think the word is Amr. He starts. So in my opinion, no, these Ahmadis, they follow what the Khalifa says. They don't follow Mirza Ghulam Ahmad. Mirza Ghulam Ahmad was calling himself a law-bearing prophet discreetly, quietly, And then obviously in Haqiqat, the way he says he was a prophet since he was in his mom's stomach. So
Yes.
he was slowly transitioning to a new claim, and one of his followers, after Maulvi Nuruddin fell off his pony and had his leg amputated, he had a follower say the same thing. Mirza Ghulam Ahmad's a law-bearing prophet. And we all know Nuruddin had even said, so what? Even if he is. Everything he says is true, just believe it. He said, whatever he says is true, just believe it. So that's the story. Ahmadis were embarrassed by Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, so they brought him down a little bit. Lahoris were just lost, and they did whatever they did. But yeah, we have a reference here. Oh, yeah. From Lecture Lahore.
Yes. So basically, everybody can see that Mr. Raheel Ahmad was either ignorant. In that case, he must not represent his cult, or he was trying to hide this information and actually lying to his own people. I let you decide. We don't know which one is it, but you can clearly see the reference, volume 20, page 185. Akhri Mursal, last messenger. Mirza Sahib referring himself as last messenger. And one last thing is, inshallah, I bring that one in a minute as well. He said, Sabse akhir mein Masih Ma'ood hai. Sabse akhir mein. He said, at the very end of all of them is the promised Messiah. Again, if words have meanings, it's very clear. Ji Ahmad Bhai.
Just give me half a second.
Sounds good, brother. And I posted I made a TikTok on those comments by Abu Dhaka, so we can go that way, we can go this other way, brother. It's up to you.
Inshallah, inshallah. Ji Bhai.
Ahmed, can you play the video? There's no audio. Ahmed, we cannot hear the video.
There's no audio?
Yeah, play it now. Play it. No, there's no audio.
It was fine before.
Because he removed it and added it again. So maybe your tab is muted.
Of Messiah.
It's up
The
to the
promised
person.
Messiah. The Holy Prophet ﷺ has only prophesied about the coming of Messiah.
It's up
The
to the
promised Messiah,
person.
alayhi
who
salatu
comes.
It is up, but the fundamental principle of Hazrat Mirza Ghulam
I
Ahmad.
make it on the screen so we can be connected with this one, please. Make it reverse a bit. Just reverse a bit.
We are not
to Allah.
Yes. He has only prophesied. The Holy Prophet ﷺ has only prophesied about the coming of Messiah.
It's up
The
to the
promised
person.
Messiah,
who
alayhi
comes.
salatu
It is up, but the fundamental principle of Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad alayhi salam
Yes.
is that when there is a need for prophethood, then
Yes.
Allah will appoint a prophet
Yes.
as is needed, and He has made mention that there may be messengers in the
And it's up
future,
to the
but it is
person
up
to
to
prove.
them to
Actually,
demonstrate
this is a very
the
important
Quran.
point. This is a very important
And now comes the actual part when the conflict started. Okay, let's watch.
point I should mention regarding the prophets after Messiah Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. Actually, the Holy Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam only prophesied Messiah Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, and also prophesied the coming of the second Khilafah, which means
By wait here. So I really want people to please pay attention right now. Please listen very carefully. It is the official platform of the Jamaat, number one, True Islam UK. And number two, Ibrahim Ikhlaf, the one who is sitting there, he's in charge of the outreach something. He's like the big guy of their team. Okay. So all the officials are sitting there. So this discussion is very crucial. And Abu Dhaka is also one of the officials of the Jamaat, not just a common guy in the street. Okay. So Abu Dhaka so far said two things. Number one, he said that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has only prophesied Messiah, which Mirza Ghulam Ahmad claimed to be. And then he said, and then Prophet has prophesied Khilafah. Even though, take a pause here, Abu Daka from Islamic point of view, Abu Daka is just completely ignorant. He was referring to the hadith in which different phases of the history are mentioned. In those phases, the last one is Khilafatu Minhajun Nabuwa, Khilafah on the methodology of the prophethood. And before that, there's no such thing as Messiah. There's no such thing as Messiah. Because right now, Abu Daka tried to give this impression that first Messiah and then Khilafah. Show us where is it. Please pay attention. Abu Daka is giving an impression, which is the official stance of the Jamaat, by the way, that first we have, towards the end time, in the end time, okay, we have Messiah, his period, and after Messiah, Khilafah. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. He was lying. Abu Daka, you are listening, okay? Please send this sound bite to Abu Daka. Just having this round thing on the head does not make you a scholar. Okay, number one. And number two is this. Now, according to us, Abu Daka and all of them are liars. But now we are going to tell you what's happening between them now, okay? Now, Abu Daka is telling us that after Messiah, there is Khilafah. And now please watch carefully. Abu Daka will make it very clear. Now this Khilafah is going to be forever. And obviously, Abu Daka will make you very clear right now. You can please keep watching this one. He will say that it cannot be both in one time, Khilafah and the Prophet. And he will make you very clear the Khilafah is going to remain. Basically, because he is an employee of the Khalifa. Don't forget this one. He wants to make sure that his employer is going to be for the rest of the period. Okay? Now please watch. Ji Ahmad Bhai.
Theoretically, the prophets actually cannot, or the prophethood must be continued. But practically, actually, cannot be continued because there is another thing, another prophecy which is linked to this, which means the continuity.
Tahir just immediately is startled. just watch their reaction.
Another prophecy which is linked to this, which means the continuity of Khilafah. The Khilafah, as the Khilafah had established, there will be no prophet with the Khalifa. And we
Wait
have
a second. Wait. Now, I want people to know two things. As Ahmed Bhai pointed already, as soon as Abu Daka went on this track, that there are two things. One is that this after the Messiah, there will be Khilafah. And second thing he mentioned, he said that theoretically, a prophet can come. But practically, there will be no prophet. Why? Because there will be Khilafah. And then he explained, we cannot have Khilafah and the prophet at the same time. And when this was happening, because the mic in the studio where Tahir, Ibrahim Ikhlaf and Rahil are sitting, the mic was open. And I want Ahmed Bhai to please maybe rewind a little bit so people can see that as soon as Abu Daka went on this track, that there can be no
and
prophet.
also prophesied.
Yes, please. Yes.
Masih Maud alayhi salatu wassalam, and also prophesied the coming of the second Khilafah, which means, let's say, theoretically, the prophets actually cannot, or the prophethood must be continued. But practically, actually, cannot be continued because there is another thing, another prophecy which is linked to this, which means the continuity of Khilafah. The Khilafah.
So what I'm saying is, watch at the face of Tahir. Tahir is looking at Ibrahim Ikhlaf, and there is a lot of panic going on, because in Urdu they say bhari bazm mein raaz ki baat keh di. Bhari bazm mein raaz ki baat keh di, that I have revealed the secret in the open gathering. Okay, now let's inshallah watch again.
You can see.
Khalifa had established there will be no prophet with the Khalifa, and we have a prophecy of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Yes, Tamim, so we understand fully, but the issue I think is that these, in a way, the Sahaba who were unsure as to how the prophecy of Isa alayhi salam was going to be fulfilled in Mirza Ghulam Ahmad alayhi salam,
Wait, just look at the face of Tahir. Just look at his face. He is super angry at, obviously, sitting in a live stream. He cannot punch at the face of Abu Dakka, okay? But you can look at his face. Just look at his face, okay? He is very angry. He is trying to control the damage by saying that, as you know, we don't know, this and that. But Abu Dakka has said something in principle, which is the official position of the Jamaat. And what is that? You cannot have Khalifa and a Prophet. And Khalifa, according to them, is going to be forever. Okay, now watch.
They themselves knew that Isa alayhi salam was dead. They did not have full understanding of how Isa alayhi salam is also a future Masih. We should also recognize that these are matters for the future. These are not matters for our present. Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad alayhi salam has made the mention of a Nazir, of a warner who is to come in the future. His role, his status, actually, his relationship.
Why I'm saying this? Because this is very well elaborated, and even
my wait here. Ahmad Bhai, please, my request is for the next few bit, just keep looking at me. Then when I say stop, please stop there one. Because right now, we have entered into the actual, the actual meat, Basically, my dear viewers, even though Tahir tried to control the damage, but you can see, as soon as Tahir finished, Abu Dakka was so convinced. Now he's gonna refute Tahir. Okay, please watch now.
Let's say you can say I have it authenticated. So because of that,
that's absolutely fine. But this is not the place to discuss these matters.
Okay, not the place, but because some people might think.
Wait. Abu Dakka is saying that it has been elaborated in the books of Mirza Ghulam Qadyani, number one. And number two, Abu Dakka is saying that what he is going to say has been authenticated. And when Abu Dakka is speaking, look at the face of Tahir. He's looking at Ibrahim Khalaf and Rahil Ahmad. And after this, keep watching. There's going to be hands under the table. Hands under the table. Allahu Akbar. Allah, my goodness. Oh, Ahmadis, wake up. Wake up. And and look at this one. Tahir is saying, this is not the platform to discuss. Why? Why not? It is a discussion about your belief system. Why do you want to discuss in the closed doors? Why behind the closed doors? Why not in the public? And don't miss the face of Razi. Ah, my goodness. Look at his face. Look at his face. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Subhanallah. Ahmadis, may Allah give you hidayah. I want people to keep watching on the table. And now the hands are going to be shaking and going back and forth underneath the table to basically to stop the conversation. And eventually they did stop the conversation and they immediately disappeared from at this point. Yes, Bhai, please go on.
We open the prophethood, which means at any point of time, anybody can come and say, "I'm a prophet of God."
No. This is absolutely clear. We have already said that it is, as the Ahmadi understanding is, that whenever there is a need for prophethood, it is up to Allah to send and establish prophethood as He
theoretically, exactly.
And it is up to that individual to draw that, bring his proof from the Quran. It is up to him to bring his proof from the Quran and from the Hadith. I think we were not going to make the same mistake that was made by some of the Muslims before us. That they primarily closed the door of prophethood.
Okay. Basically, again, when Tahir tried to control the damage, Abu Dakka again said the same thing. He said that theoretically, and don't forget, Abu Dakka is saying that theoretically it can happen, but practically there will be no profit. There will be no profit. This is the point when Tahir was trying to control the damage. Abu Dakka again made the same point. And secondly, don't forget, Tahir does not even know that what words to use. Because he knows that whatever he's gonna say, it will be problematic. Okay, so please, the body language is very important. Don't forget, most of our conversation, our message is conveyed through body language. I want you to please don't miss the body language of these guys. Yes, Ahmed bhai.
In all forms, for all future time.
We
But
we have to discuss that before.
let us, I think.
So फिर उसके बाद चरागों में रोशनी ना रही. And after that, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Subhanallah. I don't know, people, look at this one. Why Tahir was saying that this is not the platform to discuss this? Why? This is part of your belief. Either you say a prophet can come or you say a prophet cannot come. In either case, it has to be a public knowledge. It has to be discussed public, because this was the question. Basically, all of this discussion happened. A sister came and she asked a beautiful question. I have not seen anybody asking the question in these words. She said that if something has a beginning, in this case the prophethood, so everything that has a beginning, it has an end. So in the case of prophethood, if we all agree there's a beginning, why not there's an end? So this was the question, and it's a very good question. And in response to that question, all of this trouble was happening.